Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is March 21st and it's my weekly shop update. So I have a bunch of things to share this week. So let's start with the bed project. I'll show you where I'm at on that. So here's where I'm at with the headboard portion. The joinery is really done because there's not a whole lot of joinery going on here. Really only this lower portion of the headboard is attached to the legs or the posts. And that's just joined like this. This is the footboard side. But just basic breadboard, mortise and tenon type stuff. And those will get pegged and all that fun stuff. But the top of the headboard will basically just get edge joined to the lower half. And that's going to be at an angle so that the top of the headboard continues to tip back from where it starts down here. The bottom part here is angled at 5 degrees relative to the front edge of the post, and then this will be angled another 5 degrees back relative to this, so to the post it'd be 10 degrees back at this point. Now, I still haven't totally decided how tall I want to make the posts, but right now I'm leaning towards cutting them somewhere around here, just a few inches above the seam. I think that might be a good way to go. But overall, super happy with the way this is turning out. It's coming together pretty quickly. There's not a whole lot to it, I guess. Just some goofy mortises, I guess. So I can show you those too. Those mortises are, of course, angled at 5 degrees relative to the edge. So that just makes it slightly more interesting to put together, I guess. So here's a look at that mortise. Just standard breadboard style mortises, with staggered mortises with this long groove. And that's just angled towards the back here. Nothing super crazy, I guess. So over here at the lathe, what's this? Finish turning? That's not me. So just like I do every year, the Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity is having their the spring fundraiser, and every year I donate something to their silent auction to raise some money. So this year I'm doing bowls. So I got here on Sunday and got some turning in. I haven't done any turning in over a year, so it was kind of interesting. Something like these small ones took me about the same amount of time as this larger one. So I was kind of getting the hang of it as I got going, and then I have this bigger one here that I still have to do. Cherry, walnut, maple, and some spalted birch. Really cool looking bowls. Pretty happy with them. The only thing I left to do is to finish up the bases. I'll turn the bottom side so that there is some kind of profile on the bottom. Clean those up, and then these will be ready to go. But this is kind of a fun little afternoon kind of project. I think I was at it for maybe like 2 or 3 hours on Sunday and got this far. So I'm certainly not a production turner, but I can get it done if I have to. So one thing I want to share with you this week is this book that was sent to me by Matt. He wrote this children's book basically about woodworking and acquiring vintage tools. It's a really cool little children's book, and my older son JR is really into books, so I'm really looking forward to reading this to him. Story time around here is pretty commonplace, I guess. We do it every day, and he just loves looking at books and looking at pictures. So I'll leave a link to the Amazon page for Matt's book here if you want to check out the tool crib. Fun little book. JR is going to love that thing. So let's take a look at some viewer projects. First this week is the cutting board by Jake. Jake is a 16-year-old woodworker from Michigan, and the cutting board is made from a piece of figure crotch walnut, maple, and padauk. And you can check out more of Jake's work over on his Etsy store. Next up is a hat and coat rack by James. This is made from tap hole maple, which is just basically a maple tree that was tapped for maple syrup at some point in its life. James used actual taps for hooks, and he placed them into the existing holes that were made when the tree was tapped. Next are a set of bar stools by Sean. The seats are made from cherry, and the bases are Douglas fir with brass pins. Both the top and the underside of the seats were sculpted with the turbo plane, and they were finished with a wipe-on varnish. Sean has a couple of videos over on his YouTube channel making these stools, so be sure to check them out. Next is the grandfather clock by Gary. It took 5 templates designed in SketchUp to make the front crown with all the curves. The height of the clock stands a bit over 7 feet tall to the top of the crown. And before we go this week, I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Bremer's 7th and 8th grade middle school shop classes at Plymouth Middle School. I had the pleasure of visiting there on Friday morning. I gave a little talk about myself and what I do. Then I got to join the students in the shop area as they're working on their projects. That was a really cool experience, so I want to thank you guys for having me. And that was my first time in a shop class, any shop class. So that was a cool experience. So thanks again. So I think that's about all I have for this week. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.